The most iconic piece of jewelry in history, fugly. Yes, we are talking about the Tiffany and Co peg set, and I will explain to you why this is in fact one of the most iconic designs of all time. Hi, if you don't know me, I'm John Paul. I do high and fine jewelry right here in New York City. Now, I love that people actually don't like the Tiffany and Co six-prong peg set design because designers like me get to create wild and interesting, unique engagement rings. Like the engagement ring I designed for my wife, the love of my life, this bunky style engagement ring, which got 3.5 million views. But it's not everybody's cup of tea, and that's okay. No designer should poo-poo a design that has been synthesized since 1886. What they've done that nobody else had really done iconically. I'm sure there was like one or two other jewelers doing this, but Tiffany's kind of coined the peg set design, which elevates the stone out of the setting, makes it look a little bigger, utilizing the sense of perspective by raising it up. They're not clouding it with lots of stones and lots of metals where the design is kind of lost. Like, this is beautiful. This is from the 1860s or 1850s. You've got a beautiful halo, an old European style. It's not for everybody. It's the vanilla ice cream of engagement rings. Everybody can like this. Everyone can wear it. Looks good on every hand. It's so simple and beautiful. It's celebrating the diamond. And what was happening about 50 years earlier? More diamonds are coming out of the ground. They're becoming slowly more and more accessible. We're seeing more diamonds. Australia too. We're starting to mine diamonds around the turn of the 19th century. Like Tiffany's, those little geniuses, they just make something that every woman wants. They want a beautiful diamond, which previously everyone got from their great-great-great-grandmother, because diamonds were so rare at that point, you would always pass it down and reuse the stones. That's why you don't see a lot of old mine cuts or old European cuts from the original settings. Most of them were recut as time progressed. Tiffany's just said, here's what you want, here's an elegant band, here's a beautiful solution. What they did was, this would have all been in the original hand fabricated from mill stock or wire and sheet. You can see here, like this is nice and filed, and this is one of the earlier Tiffany designs from the 1886, eventually moving towards a cast shank and a stamped head. The stamped head, or the setting, was stamped to give those prongs extra strength. It also reduced a lot of labor. It allowed them to create quite a tall setting, make sure the stone is super strong and not vulnerable, not going to fall out. And it celebrates the diamond. At this point in time, that's really what everybody wants. They want a beautiful diamond centerpiece and a elegantly gold band. Also at this time, gold is coming out of the ground. It's more and more accessible. Again, like the diamonds, the gold was getting reused. You would take your grandmother's ring, you would refabricate it into something. Don't get me wrong, other jewelers in the 19th century were making elegant and beautiful rings. I mean, look at this incredible emerald. I believe those are pearls in 18 karat gold with scroll work and filigree. Like, this is, I mean, to me, as someone who loves detail and metalwork, beautiful, but not for everybody. The Tiffany peg set is just timeless and modern. It has all of the features of hand-fabricated jewelry. It has a beautiful tapered shank, has a beautiful donut. The donut gives you a little bit of a wider base to support a strong setting. You want a good, strong foundation, so you've got stability for those prongs to make sure that diamond is nice and secure. Nice, strong shoulder of the band meeting the donut and the bottom of the setting. Although it is lovely and it's authentically vintage, its side profile is utilitarian. It's crazy thin at the bottom. That probably is a little bit due to its age. And similarly, these beautiful Art Deco pieces from around the 1920s, gorgeous, lots of detail, kind of not for everybody. A lot of metal, a lot of handwork and detail. This would have been a much more expensive style of ring compared to this, which in its right is the simplest form. And that's when you know a designer has crushed it. The hardest rings to design, especially someone who designs batshit crazy wild engagement rings, the hardest ones are usually the most refined and the simplest, where you remove everything and you just have the form follows function.